What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoedotJ and we are locked in. We just got another huge plot twist when it comes to Dante Spears, aka Mecca. Last week, everybody found out that he's the father of Zeke. This week, we found out he's the biggest snitch to set foot on American soil. Everyone wanted to know what's the connection between Mecca and Ghost. Are they brothers? No. The connection is Lobos, and Mecca is actually the reason Lobos was going down because he snitched on the organization. We're going to break that down, and then we're going to also see how it rolls over with Kane and everything, because Kane also said something about Mecca. Before we break this down, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. We're going to break down all of this on Mecca and what Tariq has going moving forward, because Dante Spears, he really can't be trusted. So let's jump into it. Dante Spears, aka Mecca, is the biggest snitch in power. How all of this started, they robbed Mecca and they got a bag. Now Kane, he's locked inside of Mecca's house. He gives Tariq the heads up that he's looking for him. He finds all of these passports because he's trying to leave the country. He also finds a tracking device, and this is how Mecca knows exactly where he is. But when Tariq goes in the bag, he does a little bit of digging. He sees a folder, United States Attorney's Office, Eastern District of New York. When he opens it up, he just heard from Diana that there's a guy named Dante that Monet has been messing with. When he opens this up, he sees that there's a plea and cooperation agreement in here. United States of America plaintiff versus Dante Spears defendant. Plea and cooperation agreement. The scope of the agreement is basically saying that anything Mecca tells them, it needs to be truthful. We're finding out that he's a snitch. We did not expect that from Mecca. We're thinking Mecca is the big guy. He ain't doing nothing wrong. He just in the dope game. With this information, Tariq calls Davis to get any information he can on this case number and who Dante Spears is. All you hear Davis say is, why are you calling me about this Dante guy? And you need to be careful because this guy is a major player. And we were wondering, okay, we know that Mecca's big. We know that he's doing a lot of things. But now we get to figure out what exactly Mecca was doing. Well, when Tariq goes into his room, Mecca is sitting in there with a gun. And you're wondering, okay, he's in here because of the tracking device. Now he's talking to Tariq, and Tariq actually tells him, look, the bag isn't here. I want $2 million. Dante hears this and he can't kill Tariq right out. So he's saying, all right, I'll do this, but you need to keep this tracking device. And before he leaves, we know that David just told him he was a big guy. He tells him, look here, Tariq, when you go to hell, tell your father I said thank you. And the reason he telling him to tell Ghost thank you is because he actually snitched on Lobos. Now, if you go back to season 1, you'll see Lobos said that his organization had been compromised. This is because of Mecca. Now, I'm going to take you there. Now, with Dante knowing all of this information, he did know who Ghost was. That's why he followed Tariq around. He wanted to see if Tariq St. Patrick is actually James St. Patrick's son. That's because Dante is on the inside. He's snitching. Now, the scene we're talking about is in season 1, episode 8. They kidnap Ghost and Tommy and they bring them to a little hangar. Now, Lobos, he's on the run at this point because the feds are watching him. And when he's here, Tommy and Ghost, they work for him and they're trying to say, we're expanding. We're ready. We'll be able to move your product. Lobos tells Ghost, my whole operation in California has been compromised. So you guys are going to have to move double the product. The reason it's compromised is because Mecca snitched and told on Lobos. So that's the connection. They aren't brothers. Lobos was the big guy that Ghost worked for. And Dante, he's the one that actually told on everything. And that's why Ghost and Tommy, they got in further with Lobos and they had to move a lot of work because somebody snitched. Now that we know Lobos is the head guy and he got snitched on by Mecca, Tommy and Ghost, they continue to work for him. Ghost came up a little bit short on his money. And in this scene, this is season 2, Lobos is telling them, you need to stop working with Tommy. He's holding you back. Now, Ghost and Tommy, this is season 2. They're super close. He's helping out Tommy. He's making sure that Tommy is straight. So he's telling them, when I get this money, I'll let you know what my decision is as far as taking out Tommy. Now, we know how this goes from here. Tommy and Ghost, they end up having to kill Lobos because he was going to take the stand. That's why you hear Mecca saying, tell your dad I said thank you. Because everything that went on, Lobos didn't know that Mecca told, but Mecca didn't have to do anything because Tommy and Ghost actually took him out. Now, in season 2, episode 1 of Power Book 2 is when we first get introduced to Mecca. Now, we hear him, Little Guap, and Kane, they come out. Now, he said he used to hit licks back in the day with Big Guap. No, he didn't. He probably told on Big Guap. He's a snitch. He wasn't hitting no licks. He wasn't doing any of that. So when he told Monet that he got sent off and did all this, he's really out here snitching. Now, if you listen closely to what Kane tells him, Kane's like, did you know my dad? And what does he say? Tejada? Oh, nah, man. I heard of him, but I never got the pleasure of meeting him. That's because he was already in jail. He didn't get a chance to snitch on him. Now, Kane, he's looking at him and he tells him straight up, man, you seem like a narc. Because Mecca asks, are you testing me? Yeah, I'm testing you. I want to see who you are. But Kane called it in the beginning. Are you a narc? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? You asking all these questions. You don't know about my pops, but you're supposed to be in the game. So all of it's starting to make sense if we actually went back and break it down and paid attention to everything that was said. Because after this, what did Mecca do? He brought Lorenzo over and told him to prove himself. When in reality, Mecca is the one that needed to prove himself. Also, Mecca knew that Kane was the one that stole his product. Now, he got rid of the chef. Yeah, man, sometimes it happens like that. You got to make it happen. Do what you can. But he spared Kane out of the love for Monet and wanting to get everything back together. Now, when you think back, you remember Kane stayed the night over there, the night he met Nuff and he first met the chef. And he was saying they're working with Tariq St. Patrick. And we seen Mecca make a face because he heard that St. Patrick's name. He knew who Ghost was. He knew who James St. Patrick was. That's why he said, let me work with you so we can find out who he is and just verify that Tariq St. Patrick is really James' son. So this whole time, James, he's been known by Mecca. Mecca's just been playing everybody, trying to get what he can. But that's because he's been working with the feds. So now it's all starting to make sense on why Mecca was able to move around freely. As long as he's snitching on people, he's good to go. And why didn't he snitch on the Tejadas? Because they're lower level. All of them are lower than what Ghost and Tommy were at. There you go, a quick breakdown on the biggest snitch, Dante Spears, aka Mecca. He knew who Lobos was. He told on him. He knew who James St. Patrick, aka Ghost, was. He knew who Big Guap was, not because he hit licks, probably because he helped put him behind bars. He also heard of Lorenzo Tejada. He just never got a chance to meet him because he was already in jail. And if he was moving work, he would have snitched on him. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen with Mecca as a character, because we see that he's trying to work with Monet and Kane to get rid of Lorenzo. He's the biggest snitch, and now he's finally met Tariq. I want to know what you guys think. I'm MoedotJ. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.